Today I want to talk about spelling. Now, if you look up the definition of the word spell in the dictionary, it is a verb, but it has two different meanings. The first word spell, to spell, is where you assemble certain letters of the alphabet together to create a word that has a meaning. So you are spelling. The other meaning of the word spell is to have a spell or place a spell. That has more of a emotional or mental meaning. And when you place a spell or have a spell, there are words involved that are either said to conjure up or coerce or agitate or rouse some feelings or a mindset inside of a person. And sometimes when people do these so-called spells, the goal is to try to convince someone to do something that they normally wouldn't do. So these people will put spells on other people, so-called spells, in an effort to get something that they want. It's for personal gain. And most of the time these things don't work. And if they do work, over time, it turns to a negative situation because they wind up getting more than they bargained for. But we'll talk about that another time. But the reason why I mention spells and spelling is we have to watch what we say. We really do. Humans make mistakes. And I mentioned in a previous audio that I'm terrified of people who are perfect, who look perfect and talk perfect all the time, every day, and act perfect. It makes me wonder if you're human. And there are times in our lives where we say things that we have no business saying. And usually it's during a time where we either feel some kind of extreme emotion that we can't control, or we say something based on false witness that was given to us about a situation. We got the information from someone who was supposedly credible, but they were telling a lie, and we believed it. So we sat down, we continued to bear that false witness. We continued to lie. We continued to spread the lie. We continued to be part of the gossip. But what you fail to realize is, and I've been on both sides of this coin, as I stated before, I am a flawed individual just like any other human. I'm simply just sharing my experiences in an effort to help someone. What you fail to realize is when you say certain things to other people, you don't know if that other person's going to keep their mouth shut or not. You don't know if that other person might go right back to the person you were talking about and tell them everything that you know. Now, just because that person doesn't confront you right away, you think you got away with something, but you didn't. There could be numerous reasons why people don't say anything right away, don't confront people right away. Maybe they don't feel it's worth their time to be wasting with you. Maybe they don't even consider it at all. Maybe they don't consider your opinion valuable. Maybe they simply don't care what you think. Or maybe they're so hurt and damaged that they don't know what to say or do. And they're so hurt and damaged to the point where they're thinking sinister things to do to you. Words have power. They always have, always will. And it's really sad to see people with these arrogant attitudes who think that it is funny. When you see someone who is suffering, in pain, I don't care if it's the 10th time. I don't care if it's the 20th time. I don't care if it's the 30th time. If that person is in pain and you claim that you care about them, there's no way in hell that you're going to sit there and actually laugh at their pain or diminish it to the point where you try to elevate yourself and make yourself look better than that person. Didn't offer an ounce of help, but you laughed at their pain. You laughed at the possibility that it could be a life and death situation. You laughed at it. You're not human. There's something very wrong with you. You need to go see help about that. Because it's when it's your turn to suffer. Do you want someone to laugh at you? Do you want someone to toast to your misfortune? See, it's a different story then. Yeah, I know we have freedom of speech and all that, but see, that has fallen into the hands of wrong people. It has fallen into the hands of some people who are emotionally unstable. They are emotionally unbalanced, and they are emotionally challenged. These people need therapy, and they're given the right to freedom of speech, all right, but what they're doing is they're hurting everybody that's within earshot. And then there are some people may not have a mental problem, they just might be hurt, period. And because they don't know how to handle that hurt, they want to hurt everybody else. You know, like they say, hurt people hurt people. People who are hurt people. And that's the truth. So if it's a situation where you come across someone's misfortune, it's best for you to keep your mouth shut and don't say anything. If you don't have any words of encouragement to give them, if you don't have any resources to give them, or you don't want to help, keep your mouth closed. Do not sit there and chime in with your 2 cents and make a party out of somebody else's misfortune. And then you're sitting up here now in 2022 wondering why you're going through the shit you're going through. We are all connected by one way or another. And if there was a time in your life where you knew you could have helped somebody and you didn't want to, fine. For whatever reason you figure in your mind that you didn't want to help that person, fine. But keep your mouth shut. But to go out and to broadcast it and make a joke out of it, and you're going to have the nerve to say that that person has a problem, the only problem that that person has is that they're connected with someone like you. Words have power, people. If you don't know what to say when somebody's going through something, just say, I'm sorry, or better yet, don't say anything at all. But don't make a party of someone else's misfortune, because I said this before and I'll say it again. It's going to wind up in your house. It's going to wind up in your house.